Star Trek as a franchise has introduced us to many starships in the past, but which is the most powerful? It's a hard choice between the likes of a fearsome Borg Cube or the ever so enchanting Species 8472 BioShips, which can combine together to destroy an entire planet if they like. Truly powerful. The Federation themselves even have the likes of the Prometheus-class, which was capable of some mighty powerful shots against its enemies. So, in today's video, we'll explore the most powerful Star Trek starships. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get into it. Before we do warp into this video, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. As always, please let us know your thoughts on the video topic in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. But quick, we've got a new frontier. If you like these videos, consider hitting that join button down below and supporting Trek Central directly. Becoming a YouTube member means you get early access to these videos, because you're a Galaxy-class Trekkie. However, you also get to suggest video topics to us without the wait. Each month, we pick a suggestion from our members and turn it into a full video. Sounds great, right? Make it so and hit that join button today. Okay, engage. Let's kick this video off with easily one of the best and most powerful ships in Star Trek. Perhaps one of the most powerful Federation starships is of course the U.S.S Defiant. It was Starfleet's major attempt to design a ship primarily for combat. The key opponent would be the Borg. The ship served with distinction during the Dominion War and proved to be a formidable adversary to the Jem'Hadar and Cardassian fleets. The U.S.S Defiant is a small but formidable warship captained by Benjamin Sisko. The Defiant was put into development in 2366 as a response to a threat of the Borg to Starfleet. Featuring advanced weaponry designed to combat the Borg, the ship quickly became one of the most heavily armoured ships in Trek history, with ablative armour, quantum torpedoes, and even a Romulan cloaking device. It's hard to argue against this iconic ship being on this list. Commanded by Captain Nero, the starship Narada is a beast of a ship. This vessel, which first appeared in Star Trek 2009, was actually a Romulan mining vessel from a prime timeline. With Romulus destroyed by a supernova in 2387, Nero took the Narada to intercept Ambassador Spock, who was attempting to create an artificial black hole which would consume the star before it destroyed more worlds. Unfortunately, both the Narada and Spock's ship went missing upon being pulled into a black hole. The Narada emerged in the year 2233, creating an alternate reality. Under the command of Nero, the Narada attacked the U.S.S Kelvin and easily overpowered the ship with its advanced weapons and systems. Due to the destruction of the Kelvin, which is seen as a point the alternate timeline is created, we refer to this alt timeline as the Kelvin timeline. While the Narada may have been powerful for the 23rd century Federation vessels during its time in the 23rd century, it does remain to be seen if it would be a challenge for ships of its own time. Regarded as the pinnacle of Federation starship design, the Odyssey-class cruiser represents a new generation of exploration in the late 24th century. Designed to take Starfleet back to the stars and into the 25th century, the class was highlighted by the iconic U.S.S Enterprise F. The Odyssey is one of the largest starships ever built by Starfleet, even larger than the Galaxy-class. Introduced in Star Trek Online, an MMO video game, the Odyssey-class was also regarded as a technological achievement, specifically for its advanced quantum slipstream drive. In Star Trek canon, we've recently seen the Enterprise F, an Odyssey-class vessel, take part in the Frontier Day celebrations. Sadly, the ship was scheduled for decommission at the end of the Star Trek Picard series. While the Odyssey-class represented a way forward, the creators intended to step backwards to introduce the USS Enterprise G. One of the most unique starships to appear in Star Trek Voyager, the Species 8472 BioShip. It was an organic vessel used by Species 8472 against both the Federation and the Borg. Coming from fluidic space, these vessels are living beings as opposed to technologically built constructs. BioShips are extremely powerful, with an extreme high resistance to normal weaponry. These vessels can also regenerate themselves if damaged. They're armed with a single front energy cannon, which has the power to defeat Borg cubes with a couple of blows. It took the U.S.S Voyager teaming up with the Borg to create a special nanoprobe weapon, which proved to be a fatal attack on the BioShips, causing most of them to flee back to fluidic space.
Yourself? Right now I'm on the bridge of the toughest, fastest, most powerful ship Starfleet has ever put into service.
The U.S.S Zheng-He was an Inquiry-class starship which was commanded briefly by Captain William Riker in Star Trek Picard Season 1, described by Riker as the toughest, fastest, most powerful ship Starfleet has ever put into service. The Zheng-He was primarily seen defending Coppelius from the Zlat-Vash enemy forces in Picard Season 1. It's been long theorized that the reasons for Starfleet owning so many of these ships was due to the destruction of Utopia Planitia fleet yards. Starfleet designed and built the Inquiry-class to restore a fleet to a functional state after the loss of the fleet yards on Mars. Following the Romulan engagement in 2399, it seems several of these ships would undergo a major refit by 2401. This included a replacement of a main deflector dish, alterations to the structure of a secondary hull, design alterations to the warp nacelles, and an entire full replacement of the outer hull. Starfleet would dispatch several of these ships to engage an unknown Borg ship in 2401 with the U.S.S Stargazer. 22 ships of the class would take part in the Frontier Day celebrations in the same year. The Jem'Hadar Fighter ship was a small but mighty ship, which formed most of the Dominion fleet. These ships were designed for quick combat, so they feature a very angular and sleek design compared to other ships of its size. But despite their size, the Jem'Hadar Fighters are armed with disruptor cannons and torpedoes, which make them a big threat during combat missions. The fighters are also designed and optimal for fighting in larger groups with many coordinated attacks. These fighter ships are a large part of the Dominion War and considered a worthy match of even the best Federation starships, with that Galaxy-class. Needing a new Enterprise? Following the destruction of the Galaxy-class Enterprise D, the U.S.S Enterprise E was introduced as a Sovereign-class vessel, which was captained by Jean-Luc Picard in the final Next Generation films. The E is one of the most powerful ships in the history of Starfleet, and easily the most powerful version of the Enterprise we have ever seen. I say this as we've not seen the Odyssey-class Enterprise F do anything, sadly. Don't even get me started on the Enterprise G. We've actually done a full video on the Enterprise G here on my channel. Go watch that one if you want to learn more about that ship. The design of the Enterprise E and the Sovereign reflects an elongated body with a beautiful bright red and blue nacelles. The ship emphasizes itself for both its speed and power. It features improved tactical systems and enhanced defensive capabilities. We don't know yet what happened to the Enterprise E, or more importantly what Worf did to it, but hopefully it went out in a glory equal to the greatness of the ship.
That was not my fault.
There's still a ton of...
Appearing in Star Trek Nemesis, the Romulan Scimitar is one of the most powerful and advanced warships ever encountered by the Federation in the history of Star Trek. The ship was created as a secret base and was the keystone of Shinzon's plot to overthrow and assassinate the Romulan Senate. This was a success, as 2379 Shinzon and Remus assassinated the Romulan senators on Romulus and assumed the title of Praetor. This warship featured an advanced cloaking technology which allowed it to remain hidden even when firing its many weapons. Speaking of weapons, the vessel is packed with over 52 disruptor banks and 27 photon torpedo bays. It also features a very deadly radiation weapon that can annihilate all organic life in its path. Needless to say, this ship is one of the most feared and memorable enemy ships in all of Star Trek. Introduced first in Star Trek Voyager, the Prometheus-class Starship was one of the most innovative vessels Starfleet ever created. This ship class is designed mainly for deep space missions. The Prometheus was at least the second ship to bear the name. What makes this ship special is its multi-vector assault mode, or MVAM for short, which allows Prometheus-class ships to split into 3 independent vessels, each capable of fighting and operating tactically and automatically. The ship is the pinnacle of Starfleet's constant evolving commitment to space travel and defense. It's unknown how long the Prometheus-class ships lasted in Starfleet, as following their appearances in Star Trek Voyager, we don't actually see any more of these ships. First appearing in Star Trek The Next Generation, the Borg Cube is easily one of the most recognizable and iconic ships in the history of Star Trek. It is also easily one of the most powerful ships in the history of Trek. During one of the Federation's first engagements with the Borg Cube, at the Battle of Wolf 359, one Borg Cube was able to destroy 39 Federation starships. The Borg Cube caused one of Starfleet's worst military defeats in history. Unlike any other ship, the Borg Cube is, well, a cube. Its geometrical shape helps in combat as it can attack from any side. The outside of the cube shows various technology from previously assimilated species and tech. The Borg Cube defensive and offensive technology is unmatched by most other starships, equipped with powerful tractor beams, energy cannons, cutting beams, and more, plus the ability to regenerate the hull. To make matters worse, the Borg eventually developed an even more powerful cube known as the Tactical Cube, which the U.S.S Voyager would encounter in the Delta Quadrant. It's not known if the Federation ever fully encountered or engaged a Borg Tactical Cube. Hopefully not, as they're quite deadly. So, thanks for watching this video. We'll pass this question to you. What do you think is the most powerful Star Trek starship? The Borg Cube, the Defiant, perhaps the Doomsday Machine? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.